1990s marked a transformative era in the automotive world. This decade saw cutting-edge engineering and the return of high performance. Also, the era embraced the modern SUV boom, gaining popularity among families and adventure seekers alike. So, let's show you the top-selling 90s vehicles presented by Speedway Motors from the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale Auction. And it's probably not a surprise to anyone that we have a Ferrari in our top 10. We'll start our list with a 1994 Ferrari 355 GTS with that classic Rosso Corsa red. 1994 Ferrari 355 GTS.
Well, this came in three flavors: the GTB or Berlinetta, the Spider, and this, the GTS with the lift-off roof, similar to the 348, 328, 308 that preceded it. This is probably the most useful and best body style of the three. Now this has the Challenge grille in the back to allow some of that warm engine air to exit.
$117,000 over the internet for that Ferrari 355. Just edging out that Ferrari for number 9 is a 1994 Mercedes-Benz E500 sports sedan, one of only 1,700 wide bodies that were built.
Here's a 1994 Mercedes-Benz 500e Sport. The sedan is one of only 735 factory wide body sedans built worldwide, with a joint venture between Porsche and Mercedes-Benz, powered by the 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 motor.
My, 74,000, and now 75. I'm going to be down 5 again, 10. I'm going to be down 15,000. And now 5 to bid, 7, 5 to bid. Are you sure, sir? And now 5 to bid, 7 to buy, 5 to bid, 7 to buy, and a hop. Sold.
There we go, Scottsdale. Let's make some noise out there. Fantastic.
Number 8 takes us from Europe to Asia, a 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec Custom. It has the original engine, but it also has plenty of upgrades. 1999 Nissan Skyline. This one's a GTR V-Spec Custom.
Well, this is the Godzilla, which, boy, it took a long time, but we finally got it delivered in the U.S. This one predates the U.S. version, and it is a JDM, Japanese domestic market car, with right-hand drive. Really like those BBS aftermarket wheels. The V-Spec, the wing. Wow.
$127,000 for that 1999 Nissan Skyline, the GTR V-Spec. Time for an SUV to join our top 10. Coming in at number 7 is a 1995 Bronco Custom. 1995 Ford Bronco Custom coming up on the block. We see a lot of the earlier generation, not quite as many of this later generation.
Boy, I like this one, all presented in triple black here.
Well, it just boils down to what is your favorite generation of Bronco, for example. I mean, if this is the one you grew up with and you wanted the ultimate one, well, you better put up your hand because it's up here on the block right now. $130,000. Let's keep it in the blue oval family with our next member in the top 10 from the 90s, a 1993 Mustang SVT Cobra R, one of only 107 that were built. Back here at Barrett-Jackson, 93 Mustang SVT Cobra R up on the block, and this is the one that Tyler Hoover at the beginning of our broadcast that got his attention.
Yeah, only a little over 100 of these built, and you had to apply to Ford and have some racing pedigree yourself to get one. Yeah, current bid $132,000. This one, not used to race probably. It's almost brand new in the wrapper with 2,000 miles. A lot of upgrades from Ford as far as the racing, the engine, the suspension, the brakes, and whoa, what a result. Wow.
$131,000 for that 1993 Cobra R Mustang. Hopefully you're enjoying our top 10 1990 sales from the Scottsdale Barrett-Jackson Auction. And if you are, make sure you click down below to like and subscribe. Let's talk about number 5 on our list. It's a 1998 Porsche 911 Carrera S. Up next, a 1998 Porsche 911 Carrera S, the first of the cars we're going to see from the Gilstrap collection. This is one that Rutledge previewed for us.
Yeah, Jim Gilstrap, an incredible collector. More on his collection later today and tomorrow. The 993, the final air-cooled 911 Porsche. It would be replaced in 1999 by an engine that was liquid-cooled. This with the turbo twist wheels, arena red paint, and gray interior, but with that Tiptronic automatic.
The last of the air-cooled Porsches here are major collectibles, as you can see, 160 grand.
And all of that angst was misplaced because those people didn't realize that Porsche had been racing liquid-cooled engines and air-cooled engines with liquid-cooled cylinder heads for a couple of decades before. Nice result.
$160,000 for the first of that Gilstrap collection. And if you like that Porsche, well, you're going to love number 4 from our top 10, a beautifully restored 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo. How about a 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo?
Wow, this is the third or fourth one of these that we have seen. The 993 body, 400 horsepower plus for the 911 Turbo, 6-speed manual transmission.
Well, to me, the interior looks quite a bit different than a stock 993. It looks like it has the sport seats from a 996, in my opinion, and they painted the backs to match sort of the vintage instrument cluster, and that 3-spoke steering wheel is definitely out of the next generation 911. You can see the upgraded vintage stereo, better shifter, so nice upgrades here.
$177,000 for a very custom Porsche from 1996, that 911 Turbo. So how do you top that? Well, how about with another 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo? 400 horsepower from an air-cooled 6-cylinder engine. It's number 3.
I'm a big Porsche fan. Air-cooled, liquid-cooled, you know, they're just beautifully built cars. And we're going to see some outlaws during this weekend. Porsches that have been customized. Resto mod is not a term in the Porsche vocabulary.
And the consignor points out, and this is always good to know, that they've spent $13,000 on an engine-out service on this thing. So you can buy it and trust it. That's the great thing about this, giving it that information. And they just sold it here at Barrett-Jackson for $197,000, that 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo. Time for the runner-up. The number 2 car on our list of top 10 from the 1990s that sold at Barrett-Jackson in Scottsdale was a 1990 Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo II.
Here's lot 1323.1, titled as a 1992 Mercedes-Benz 190E Evo II. Here's a car that is a performance sedan designed to be part of the limited W201 series, one of just 502 models for the year, and it is powered by the Cosworth-tuned 2.5-liter 4-cylinder motor.
A very rare homologation racing special from Mercedes. The Evo II brought a wide body and a bigger wing on these things. Cosworth-tuned engine under the hood and a manual transmission. Only about 500 of these built, and a major collectible in the Mercedes world.
Not available in the United States. You know, a lot of these ended up being modified for circuit racing.
Well, it was available at Barrett-Jackson and just sold for $200,000. All right, time for the big one. And if you've been paying attention, it's probably no surprise that the number 1 1990s sale from Scottsdale, yep, it was a spectacular 1993 Porsche 911 3.6. This one's a 1993 Porsche 911 3.6-liter turbo.
So these are known by their chassis designation of 964. This generation of Porsche 911 in the early 90s used body color bumpers, attempted to smooth out the lines somewhat, but you can't mistake the turbos, big hips to cover those big wheels and tires, or the T-tray intercooler engine lid. Very sharp.
Yeah, you can see the rear bumpers for the Euro spec as well. So they have the Euro plate in there, along with the, the Barrett-Jackson standard US plate.
And there it goes, $360,000 to that gentleman right there. Well, and thank you for tuning in to our Top 10 90s vehicles presented by Speedway Motors, all from the Barrett-Jackson 2025 Scottsdale Auction in January. And if you want to watch more auction action, you just click here or here.